So I'm saying the Bible took place in North America, not in the Middle East. So what I have learned through a couple wise friends and hours and hours and hours of research is that we are able to read the existing Bible, the existing canonical Bible, using only that. And with careful study, it gives very precise directions, distances, length of travel, and descriptions of locations and land. And by looking at the original meaning of the Hebrew and Greek words, almost all locations in the Bible are actually just named as a descriptive of the land or location itself. For example, Sinai means thorny desert. That's a very simplified example, but you get the gist. So when you take all of those elements together and then you pull in any other reference material you may care to use, but it's not even necessary. You can do this straight off the canonical Bible only. But if you utilize some of the apocryphal books like Jasher and Jubilee and Maccabees, if you search old records online, land records, water records, different things like that, if you look into historical maps, historical newspaper articles, all these different elements, and you start pulling this together, you can very clearly map this out on the North American continent. It's rather shocking, actually. The detail and precision is just mind-boggling. So I'm not saying grand fell swoop, oh, I think that, the Bible took place in America because more of the animals match over here, more of the plants match over here, more, or it kind of seems like Egypt was here. We are very precisely analyzing and scrutinizing each and every location referenced in the Bible and piecing it all together, which all of the plants and animals do match over here and not over there too, by the way. Also minerals and rocks and jewels. So that's what I'm saying. And what I'm piecing together through my research is this picture that basically the entire Southwest United States at some point was destroyed and buried. And there are layers to this destruction, whether it all happened at once or in several different events, I'm not sure. But the digger down you go, the deeper down you dig, the more advanced these populations appear to be and the more extensive. There are buried civilizations in the American Southwest that lived in massive, gigantic, huge cities beyond what we have even today. And the population was massive. And all different types of peoples and genome types lived there. And by that I mean black, white, brown, Asian, whatever you want to say, as well as giants, dwarfs, huge animals. They have found skeletons of horses that are 50 feet tall. They have found skeletons of dwarfs that are 4 feet tall. There are entire petrified forests buried that are still just standing trees as if frozen in time. Petrified animals that are just frozen in time, buried underground, food still in their mouths. So think Pompeii, but on a much, much bigger scale. So I'm saying Solomon's kingdom was here, and it was as grand as we believe that it was, but it was obliterated? No. It was wiped out. I'm saying Egypt was here, And Egypt was massive and huge and advanced and extensive, and it was wiped out as prophesied in the Bible. Damascus was here. It was destroyed. Jerusalem was destroyed. It appears it was possibly even buried to some degree. But at some point in history, there was a conscious, concentrated effort to move our collective memory and history of this location to somewhere else. So it was intentionally relocated from this continent to a different continent. Okay, the why, the who, the how, the when. Why, who, how, when, why? I already said why. Anyway, all the questions. Those are the questions we are trying to find. Anyway, why would they move it over there? Who did it? When did it happen? How did they pull this off? How was it all destroyed over here? How was it hidden over here? How was our collective memory and history changed? I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to get glimpses of ideas, and I have certain answers to certain elements within those broader questions. But those are the questions we are looking for answers to. So anyway, that's what I'm saying.